Hi, I'm here with Jen Hildebrand, who is the president of the Hope Mental Health
You
Foundation
got it.
here in Queen Creek. And I want her to be here to share her amazing event coming up in November. It's called Ruck for Freedom. But before we do, I just want to ask Jen if you could share the inspiration behind your Ruck for Freedom event.
Yes, I would love to share. So I am, as she said, president of Hope Mental Health Foundation, which pays for therapy for individuals who cannot afford it. Hope has two different events. We just had our gala last Saturday, and then we have Ruck for Freedom, which is November 16th, which is at Horseshoe Park in Queen Creek. The whole reason, everyone has to have a why, and my why behind the Ruck is that when my son left for the military, when he was literal days out of high school, I remember in those moments that he was leaving, when he first told me I would like to be an infantryman, I tried to talk him into college and all the different things that everyone in my community was going to do. And he was adamant that he wanted to serve his country. And so I had that realization within myself that I, just like every other mom who was going to send a son off to the military, that there was a price for freedom, and that why was I any better than any other mom? And so I jumped wholeheartedly into his service, to understanding what the military was about, to learn the lingo, to find out what an MOS is, which is their military occupational specialty, to really understand and to know. And as I became part of this military family and joined all these Facebook groups and sat with other families during my son's service, I felt this grand community. But what I really lacked was community at home. I got a lot of "I'm so sorry's," or "Are you scared?" or "I can't believe that that's what he did." And I just kept thinking, am I scared? 1,000%. But am I so much more proud? Yes. And am I so grateful for my freedom? Yes. And so my why behind the Ruck is really that I wanted to bring an event to the community where people just got a glimpse of that feeling that I had the first time I watched my son walk down Fort Benning's Hill with drill sergeants yelling and them singing cadences. I can't even describe to you what that felt like. The pride and gratitude I felt for every single one of those soldiers. I just wanted to give the community a little bit of that. And so Ruck for Freedom was designed to bring the community together with the military that's living in Arizona, first responders. You could come out, walk a 5K. This year we have 10K and a half marathon. You can walk it without a rucksack, or you can put on a ruck, which is a weighted backpack, just like the military carries, and go out there and physically do something hard in appreciation, gratitude for all of those who serve. That's my why.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So this Ruck for Freedom, November 16th at
Yep.
Horseshoe Park here in Queen Creek. Tell me how the proceeds from the event benefit, like what they do and
Yep.
who they benefit.
I would love to. So this year, there's two different nonprofits that will benefit from the Ruck. 100%, I am a giver backer. So 100% of the donations will go to Hope Mental Health Foundation, and that, well, it'd be 50% to each, but Hope Mental Health Foundation, it will be earmarked, all money that's given to them will be earmarked for veterans, first responders, and their family. So anyone that applies for a therapy sponsorship will be able to pull it directly from that bucket of money that's set aside just for them. And also to another nonprofit called OE4A, which is Outdoor Experiences for All. They take veterans out into the hills of Arizona hunting, to be around the campfire, to talk about their stories, to find community and therapy within that group of camaraderie of people that understand exactly what they've been through. My grand vision is that this becomes huge, and that I am choosing veteran charity after veteran charity, and that the Ruck becomes something that is a huge part of Queen Creek and Arizona, and is able to give a substantial amount of money away every single year to those that need help.
Okay, so let's drill down a little bit into the mental health
Okay.
aspect of the beneficiaries. So I think a lot of us have heard that first responders have PTSD. Certainly, I come from a military family, so I know firsthand
Yep.
that PTSD with the military is a real thing.
Right.
So what is it specifically about this group of people that makes you want to dedicate money towards mental wellness?
So I actually just saw a statistic this morning that said that 72% of veterans are more likely to commit suicide than that same age demographic. So that same male age demographic, 72% are more likely if they're a veteran to commit suicide. It's not okay. And I've watched my son within the military, his own struggles. He lost his roommate, very best friend, to suicide during service. When you witness it firsthand, you see the struggles. First responders, our military, you call, they're there. 911, the fire department's not calling and saying, hey, well, what else does it look like? Is it going to be bad? We don't know if we want to come to that. They don't ask questions. They just show up, and we know that they're going to be there. Military, they get sent off. They go where they're asked to go. They serve in a way where they don't get to pick and choose what they're going to witness, and they're going to come home with those scars. And then you ask them to now settle into life as a civilian, or your fire department and your police that are living one day as a civilian with their families and then hours later going out and serving in this capacity. It takes a toll. There is resources, and I am watching in the mental health space that I'm in, where people are aware and there are different things, and people are really trying to serve this community in a way where we lose less. But let's be honest, the statistic is still 22 veterans a day commit suicide. And that's not okay. And I think the more we talk about it and the more that they know that we care and that we are there for them and that there are resources available to them, that's how we start to make movement to try to make a difference.
So I saw on your registration site for Ruck for Freedom that there is the option to carry a rucksack.
Yep.
And your recommendation, if people feel like carrying a little bit of extra weight, is that 22 pounds too.
Yeah, so we're a recommendation of a minimum of 15, but 22 is what I really would like, if you can, to carry. And a little side story. So when my son was at Fort Benning, he went through multiple trainings while he was there, and the number on his green helmet was 222. And so as I combed through pictures looking for him every day in anything that Fort Benning posted, I was always looking for that number. And then I came home and I started getting involved in this work, and I started realizing that I was never just going to be okay just existing within the world anymore. I wanted to be a part of this military community, and I wanted to make a difference. And when I read that statistics of 22.2 veterans a day is the average, I realized that 222 and that 222 matched up, and that this is exactly what I was supposed to do. That I don't know where this is going to lead me or my family, but I know that the Ruck is wholeheartedly designed for community to come out and to show our military first responders that we care and that their lives matter, and that we're all willing to do something hard to carry that weighted backpack so that we can show them that, hey, we definitely realize the sacrifice that you're making, and we want to do something hard in an expression of gratitude for you.
Great. So for everyone watching, could you please share the details of the event, where to go, how to sign up? And
Yes. So it's Ruck for Free. So RUCK, the number 4, freedom.org. If you go to that website, it will have all the information, how to pack a ruck. It has registration. It'll take you to the link. The 5K is $35. It goes up by distances from there. You can choose the ruck division. You can choose to not carry a ruck. I say walk, skip, run, crawl. Just show up for our community. The more participants we have, the bigger impact we make. And so it is so important that we talk about it, we share, we take that morning, and if you can be there, you be there, because remember that they are all going to be there for us, and this is our chance to show up for them.
Great. So for those who are watching this, who are really inspired, but either can't run, walk, or can't go to the event, are there the ways that they can help this?
Yes. So we definitely also would love volunteers along the course to cheer. So you can go on to the same ruckforfreedom.org and sign up to volunteer. You also have the option, if you can't make it, to sponsor a veteran. Everybody that reaches out to me, a lot of our recruiting centers, all their cadets, I just cover the cost of them to run. So that just helps me pay for their bag, their medals, things like that. So you can always get on and sponsor a veteran. That just lets me give more away for free. And those are 2 really good ways. We also have Purchase a Warrior sign, and you can get on and go through the link, and it will take you where you can upload a picture of a family member that maybe served or someone that's serving now, a first responder, and you can have their picture lining our course. My grand vision on that too is that someday that course will be filled with pictures of those that are serving. So as we're running and as we're doing something hard, there is visual displays of those who we're running for.
What a great idea. I love it. So with veterans, I know you've already shared your passion for veterans.
I know, I love them.
But with Veterans Day approaching, is there something that you would like to say to the veteran community that you haven't already said?
So my son, he just actually finished up his contract, and I feel like now I can talk, but every time I see someone in uniform that's out there serving, my gratitude runs deep. When you become part of this community, when you're a family member and you're witness to the stories, you know that there is an actual price. And what I love is that those that are serving, they're not asking you what your views are. And like, we're in this huge political climate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you're voting for, what your views are. They show up no matter what. Those around the world that are fighting for our freedoms, they're there for every single one of us. My gratitude runs deep. I will continue to fight for you like you are fighting for us, and I will not give up. We will make a difference.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being
Thank you.
on,
Thank you for
Jen.
having me and
I'll
sharing
see you
the
at the
Ruck.
Ruck.